Well, hello and welcome to the Pendoodling channel. This is Oliver coming to you from the beautiful seaside town of Youghal here in Ireland over in Europe. And what I have here, it's 8 inches by 6 inches, and I want to do some neurographic art for a friend of mine. I'm using a 0.8 fine liner first, and if you haven't done this before, the idea is you do somewhat randomish drawings. So I'll start off with something fairly random anyway. Go all around the place. So I want to put a little bit more structure on it now, and I'm just thinking of lines going from bottom left to top right, and that is sort of I'm thinking more that's a sort of main artery. I'm still feeling my way around it as to what I want it to look like. I should really start and end at one of the side lines. And you can do whatever you like. It takes on a life of its own, basically. Over there. Cool. Yeah, there you go. It's a good exercise, even just for freeing up the hand and anything. If you find that you're very strict with yourself and things have to be just right, this is a great way of loosening out. Oh, that one, I need to put that one up into. Yeah, I'll put it into the corner. And it doesn't look great. I can change it later on. Okay, that's the first phase. I suppose the construction phase, where you put something down. In many ways, it's your emotions that we put down here. And I'm thinking about the person that I am going to visit, and she was 90 last November 2023, and I know she has a very hard time. I'm just keeping the edges somewhat black. She's a hard time during the winter, getting through the dark, what she calls the dark hours of the winter, and I'm thinking that this will be a nice piece of art for her to sorry, I'm doing two things at once, talking and trying to put these in, because when this is finished it will be very colourful. So that's what I have in the back of my mind, is I want to have something with a lot of contrast in it, and brightness. Must have a lot of bright colours. Now this is going to take a long time, so just let me concentrate on this now just for a couple of minutes, and then I'll come back to you with a little bit of a chat, okay? Two people told me, excuse me, a while ago that when they're following me along, they look up and they suddenly see that, oh, what's he doing now? He's gone off onto something totally different. So I've decided to slow down a lot now and enjoy what I'm doing. And I do actually enjoy this putting in the curves. And it is important for me, and I'm making no excuses, I am turning the paper a lot because it is more comfortable. That's it's basically just comfort. And I might round that corner later on. It's a bit And a lot of these curves I found before, I go back over them again and I make them bigger, and so I don't worry too much. But what I am worried about here, or sorry, what I'm trying to do here, is those two straight lines that I made. I want to make them more prominent in the final piece. So I'm going to make them a lot thicker than the other ones. That is my intention anyway, that they will be thicker. So that's why I feel I have to just put in another line. In fact, I might even put in a third line here to make it even thicker again. I'm looking upon these as something like an artery, or like a motorway. This is the big road and everything else is coming off it, that there'll be two of those. And on the last one I did, I don't think I made a video of it. Anything that was coming in from the sides of the piece, I made those thick as well, as if they were either dropping off energy or whatever out into the sides. And this was the highway of bringing whatever is driving this piece, from one side to the other. I want this idea of an uplifting, that we're going somewhere, and just extend that a little bit down there. Now I'll be putting ink onto all these areas, these little areas that I'm making boundaries of. Hold on. I think I'll manage to get just about to the end. That came out quite well. I'm happy enough. It's a bit thin down here, but I'm happy enough with that line. Yeah, don't go too wide. That'll be all right. I find sometimes I worry too much at the beginning. Yeah, I think I'll put a little circle in there. As I'm doing this, if there's areas that I'm not quite sure how to finish, I ignore it and just continue on with something else, and it will come over time as to how to finish it and what to do. I'm still thinking maybe a circle in there of some sort, or do I leave it open? I think I'll leave it for the time being. I'll come back to it. I'm not sure what I'll do. And I'm not worrying that I'm not going right up to the other line everywhere. If it ends up being a lot thicker, that's fair enough. I'll just extend these a bit more. Be open to experiment. Don't worry too much about anything. The pen is great in this way. It's even better than an eraser. People say, oh, pen, you can't erase anything. Well, that's one of the beauties about the pen. You just lay down more ink. So it's kind of a negative eraser. That works lovely. I like this little junction here. It's beginning to look nice, isn't it? That one came out well. I like that. It looks as if it's rising up. Ah, yeah, that's nice. And we'll do all right here. Now, the lady that's getting this, I've known her for, I don't know, 20, 30 years. She's about 20 years older than me, so we're coming from different generations. And when she used to come down, when I was living in West Cork, I was living very close to where she grew up, and I was related to her through my ex-wife. And we used to go out for walks up in a place called Gugon Barra Forest Park. A beautiful place. And we go up the mountains there in amongst the trees, and as we walked we'd have chats about so many different things. Things that are important about living, but things that a lot of people wouldn't find important. Just why we live, how we live, what we do, what's important in life, all that, and what's not important as well. And we came to the conclusion, well, firstly, even though she's a nun, she's a religious, She's the most irreligious nun I've ever come across. I'm not sure if she has a lot of time. No, in fact, I know she has no time for all the trappings that go on with the Catholic Church. The hierarchy, the bishops, and all the rest of this palaver. She doesn't have any time for that. She's a real spiritual person, and that's why I'm thinking of this. So many different parts of her life that she's gone through, and I know she likes colour. She likes lovely, vibrant colours. She finds Ireland and our clothes very depressing, and so do I. Actually, I find it very hard to find good bright clothes for men. It's as if we're not supposed to wear bright, multicoloured jackets and things like that, yellows and pinks and all the rest. We just can't get them. And I think that looks nice, actually, that bottom bit. Now, sorry, I'm being distracted as I go along. I'm not really sure of how this, let the pen, yeah. That little bit of a bulge up there. It's, it'll probably be okay, but it's giving me a little bit of consternation. I'll have to think a little bit more about that. I love doing this bit. Just trying to make these nice intersections. And it's good practice just trying to get two lines to go parallel. What will I do here? Continue it on, I think. Yeah, it's not too bad. I'd say that'll be okay. Yeah, that'll look nice. Yeah. You'd never know that didn't finish there in the first place. That's lovely. Not sure what I'll do with the other one up there to the right. Concentrate on what you're doing. Yeah, keep going. And it'll be okay when you come back the other way. Nobody will notice that was just a little bit of a hook up there. And that's the idea of this. You're trying to smoothen out all the rough edges of, I suppose, your life and your thoughts, so that you get a little bit more peace and tranquility. And this moving around the paper and the pen, it's a bit more relaxing. My hand does not cramp up at all doing this. Now, I'm sure a lot of people will say, this is not what I do there, that's going to be sticking up. Finish this one off first. We'll say this is not art, and you know what, you might be right, and who cares? Just have a little bump here. Not sure what I'll do with it. It doesn't look right. Stick a little bubble into it, I think is the way to get, yeah. Might be too small of a bubble though. That might come back and haunt me later on now, but we leave it as it is. There was a lovely programme on in radio here in Ireland on RTE. Oh, a long time ago. And it was called Music for Middle Brows. Not for high brows, not for low brows, for middle brows. And you know what? I think that's what this neurographic art is. It's for the middle brows. It's for the unpretentious people who just want to have a nice, relaxing time. They don't want to be judged, and they don't want to judge anybody else. Just a little bit of relaxation art. That looks nice. I think I'll put another bubble in there as well. Just bump over it, and yeah, there we go. You're smoothing out all the, I don't want to call it the imperfections, but all the trials and tribulations that we have. Just slowly getting rid of them. And there are a lot of spaces now that I'll have to go back on. And I'm thinking to myself, it's going to take a lot of ink to be laid down to get rid of, all these intersections. And I'm kind of hoping that I have enough ink left in the pen, and I don't have another 0.8. I'd have to go using a 0.3. So I'm hoping I'd have enough ink, and I'm kind of thinking as well to myself, maybe it'll be a good exercise to just try using the brush pen and see how well I can fill those in. Because what I'd like to do sometime is, go up this way. What was I talking about? I'd like to, instead of using these fine liner pens, I would like to use the brush pen right from the start and have all of these lines a little bit thicker. That little thing down there doesn't fill me with great. I have to get rid of that. It just didn't look right. That's better. Now, I suppose other people might like having those little pieces sticking out. It just didn't feel right to me. Actually, that's what this is all about. It's what will feel good to yourself. And there's another one now, the next one up is, not sure what I'll do. Not this one, but I'm just looking at the next one up. It's got some unusual edges to it, or two ends, and no, I won't. I'll just be bold. Be bold. There we go. That fitted in nicely. I could put my name in there at the end or something. That would be a nice place to put it. And put another bubble in there on the left. And the corner looks bad there. That should be round the corner. Shut up. I'll come back to that in a minute. And yeah, that's better. And in here, round this out. Didn't make much difference, did it? Looks more like a knife up there. Beginning to think that these little bubbles might be too small. Just wondering, will I be getting rid of all of those? Am I wasting my time? Stick another one in here as I'm doing them. I just don't want to not do it yet. I haven't got a final idea of the thickness of the lines and the relative thickness and what size the junction is going to be. So I'm leaving white spaces there, and as I start filling in, I'll get a better idea for myself. Because if I get rid of those bubbles, I could end up with a very, very thick highway going through there. And if it does, it does. Nothing I can do about that if it happens. It's filling in nicely though. As I'm doing this, I'm just thinking I might like to put in a couple of circles. Sorry, I forgot, not bubbles. I mean a big circle, just as I had those two big highways, some sort of a circle to enclose things. Because circles are complete. It's finished. And I need to really round this out. I don't like it going in. Yeah, look a lot better, I think. That's it, isn't it? Oh, no. Thought it was finished. I forgot about the center part, and I think I'm going to lose some of the definition of the center lines now. I might have to be careful. But I say you'd still be able to see them, maybe even subconsciously or something. That didn't come out right. That's how you fix them. Just put in another. I'm wondering, my hand is not really getting these. Not getting this, the rounding right. I've lost it. Don't have the. Might have to go back in those later on. They're just not coming out right for me now. What was I talking about? Guggenbarra. Beautiful place. if you're ever in West Cork, you must go up there. Yeah, I remember winters, bit of snow, and you're trying to do something like I don't know, a 10 mile when you're doing a couple of months before the marathon, and running up the forest and breaking out over the at the top you have the tree line, breaking out over that and looking back into the valley, and your lungs absolutely bursting, but great, absolutely fantastic. And I remember often when I was doing that thinking, like, I will live out my days here in West Cork amongst the trees. But something in here. But I didn't. I moved to East Cork, and now I'm very happy beside the sea. And I feel a lot of people are afraid of change. They're kind of happy enough where they are, and they don't really want to do anything else. And it was kind of forced on me. But I also had to one day make the blind leap of faith that I'm going to move to a totally different place, and have faith in my own abilities to make a go of it. So I say that to yourselves. Don't be afraid of change. Now, for change to happen, you need to have energy, and you need to have a plan. And I think the energy is the first thing. You must somehow or other prepare yourself for it, and that's about big enough. That area was too big. So get yourself a plan, get yourself energy, and just do it. Here we go. We're going to do, there's a couple of lines in here, not many, there's a couple of pencil marks. I want to get rid of those now before we start the paint. Okay. Hold on a minute now, let me get my compass out. That's what we need now. Do you remember I said I was going to do a circle? That's what I need, is a circle. Do you know what? No. Oh no, that's going to destroy everything. Yeah, I'll do it in the corner. I think that might be a bit better. Sorry, my hand is in the way there, but I'm just doing an approximate size of it. A little bit of a quadrant rather than a circle. I'll go in up here and see what it looks like. And yeah, cut that one. And it will be what it is. This is an experiment, and that's all. Whatever it does, as if I didn't have enough intersections to do, but this is kind of important for me. It's an experiment. I'd like to see, will I notice it in time? Making a lot of little small ones here. I'm not sure if that was a good idea. But let's not judge it yet. Wait until we come to the very end, and then we'll decide. Okay. And that's it, they're all done now. And we need to switch now onto our paint brushes, or our brush pens. And this is a good strong black, and it does it fairly quick. And actually, do you know what? I like this. It gives a lovely fluid effect to it that I really do like. I suppose doing this, it starts the hand getting into the right frame of mind or frame of muscle for painting later on. And I'm able to get close enough to the edges, so I'm not too worried about that. It feels good doing this. And it's doing it nice and fast. Doing this with the pen would take for absolutely ever, so no. This is good. A lot faster than the pen. Yeah, some of these small little bubbles I think are not going to last. I think I'll get rid of those long before we're finished. Oh, we're motoring along now. I suppose that's a little bit like life as well. Things don't always go well, yeah, but you have to do a preparation for what it is that's going to come afterwards. And that's what this is. We did a lot of preparation. Now we're able to motor along doing the things that we like. And there, I don't know, they're very small, aren't they, those bubbles? I'm having severe, yeah. They're just taking up too much space. Yeah. Decision made. They're too small. Right. Just keep at it. Thought I'd be able to chat a lot now, but I can't. It's I have to concentrate now. I just want to keep going on it. I feel better to keep going, and not so much I'm rushing, but I am. I'm not stopping. That's the way I put it. I'm just not stopping, and it gives me all those small bubs are gone. There's no need for them. I want to accentuate all these junctions. Life is made up of junctions where we're going one way and we have a couple of different roads that we could go to, and that deciding part where you have this junction where we're making our decision, it needs space, and that's what I want to give it. It's what I'm feeling about this piece. We need space to think, and while we're thinking we have all these big ideas and big events around us that are colouring our decision. That's what the different boxes are. We call them boxes, areas. Right, there we go. Just, I like this big long highway. It's as if we've got something sort of preordained. This is where we're going, and in this case there's two alternate paths to life coming around the same place in the end. I won't think too much about that, because in reality all the different paths align with the same area, which is where we die, and that to me is life. Actually, I don't like the idea of having all these in black. Would it be? I think my next one I'm going to try using a different colour for the arteries. In fact, I think it should be a bright, nice, bright, happy colour. Sorry, just concentrating here a bit more. And usually after we make a decision, things don't always go the way we plan. Like, we might make a decision at an intersection and we expect it just to go running off in one direction. But it doesn't always happen. Sometimes it gets off into a different direction and there's a whole load of different roadways off that. I can still remember the first time I made a major decision in my life. It was over in France. I can't remember the name of the place, but there was a church up in a hill. In the middle of nowhere it was. And the people I was with, they were busy doing something, I don't know what. And I remember literally sitting on a bunch of stones and looking out over the plains. It wasn't a valley, it was a huge, huge plain you could see forever. And I had just finished college. I was trying to think about, well, what the future was going to hold for me. And I wrote a letter to my girlfriend at the time. We used correspondence in those days, when you think about it. Don't do it now. All correspondence was in letters. There was none of these phones and texts and things like that. You just sit down and compose a letter and think about it. And we used to write to each other quite a lot. Yes, God, there's no need for that. I'm being ruthless now. Things that earlier on were important to me, you know, that I need to have this bubble here or that bubble there. No, being ruthless now. I've made my decisions. I'm moving on in life. And you have to, some stage when you're doing a change in your life, make the decision, cut off whatever it is holding it back, because that's part of change. Is not only deciding where it is that you're going and getting all your stuff ready to go there, but a certain part of your life you have to cut off. You have to move on. And I'm trying to make this quadrant visible. This brush is lovely. It's not a brush, this brush pen. Yeah, definitely the next time I'm doing this, I'm not going to use any of those fine liners for doing the lines. You can get a lovely smooth curve with this. And you can decide what are the things that are important and really let them show. And you can become quite ruthless at the same time. See, sorry, I'm talking to myself. Lovely fine control with it as well. I like it. You need to have thick lines, or if you take your time, you can have thin lines. This is part of life, the culling out of things that, no need for that now. It's gone. Yeah, get rid of them. You have to cull things out. You can't keep everything in your mind and your soul and your whole life all the time. I see people who just hoard things, and why? Part of growing and growth is the ability to stop hoarding. The ability to be able to say, this is what to me is important, and the other things, I've moved on. I'm not going to live in the past all my life. I have to grow. So remember that. Growing means moving on, means not doing the same thing day in, day out. That's very, very important. Now, there's some things that you will bring along in life with you, and that's important as well. You can't leave everything behind. I spent a long time, that came out nicely, with some of my aunts and uncles recording their life. Oh, I'm not sure if I should have taken that one out, that's a bit much, but anyway, it's gone. that's the point. If you make a decision and something is gone, don't cry over spilt milk. Get on with your life. I have a lot more confidence now doing that with this pen. These no more of these small hesitant lines, little thin ones. Everything must be well defined. That is now my decision in terms of this piece. I want good, strong black lines everywhere. There are islands, and I'm looking at those as islands of experience, part of previous life, and they're there to colour the current life, which is the piece. And viewable in that is the, I can still, I don't know if you can, the quadrant up there on the top. That should still be there. And made it. This gives a great feel. See, this is beautiful. I'm liking this. Really enjoying this now. Oh, why didn't I use this pen before? Why was I afraid to use it? Why did I use the small pen? This is the way to do it. Sorry, I'm not paying any attention to you at the moment. I'm just getting through all of these. Once I have all this done, I'm going to slow down. But I feel at this stage I must hurry, because if I slow down, I will regret what I'm doing. But I can see a problem in the corner there. I'll have to do something about. And do I have the courage to do it with a pen? And now I'll find out soon enough, because that's nice. I think I might have to put a thicker border around the whole piece as well. Just try here. Yeah. The margins are very weak now, aren't they? They're very thin. This really is like painting. It feels like actual painting. It does feel like a paintbrush. If you don't have these brush pens, get onto somebody, Amazon or somebody, and find them. I don't want these too thick, but I do want them nice and rounded. It needs that little bit of space to allow the information to flow from one area to another, the information of your life. And that's what I'm thinking here on this. I don't expect my friend to understand what went into it, but I just feel if I put enough of myself into it, she'll recognise it. Here we go. Oh, I think I will have to. Yeah, okay, that's enough. Yep. I'm going fast. I'm going fast. I'm going fast. That's the only way to do it. Confidence. Go on. There we go. It's okay. Alright, we're just about finished now. I'm just rounding the last little bits. And don't shout at me. I'm doing my best. Yeah. Oh, here, come on. That didn't take long. Definitely next time I'm going to use the pen. Yes. This great feeling with this. Well, there we go. There we go. Right, time to colour it in now, I suppose. Now I think I rushed it a little bit there. So for the The colouring, I'm going to slow it down a little bit. Just pick a colour, blue, I think. Yeah. Start with the blue. I'm not trying to put in too much colour there. Not sure what to do, to be honest with you. Some people say that you colour in 3 or 5, some uneven a number, but I'm not too pushed, I'll be perfectly honest with you. I'm just putting in colours as I feel that they should be. That's all. If I 1, 2, 3, 4, come over this side, 4. I'm thinking I might do 6 because I know I'll be coming back later to do more, because there's quite a lot of spaces now that have to be filled out. That looks about right, so we can try that. For some reason this brush seems to be a little harder, so it is ideal for these small ones. Seems to be more painter ink, not pink, painter ink coming off. And I'm just generally using it for the smaller ones because it is a strong colour. 2, 3, 4, 5. I have another one somewhere. Yeah, in there. That'll be fine. 6. Okay. Yeah, this is about great. And just putting nice long strokes on it. I'm hoping that when it dries out the strokes won't be too obvious. I'm not too worried about the edges because I'll be going over the edges later on, and I want this for fairly big areas because it's a nice colour. It's a warm colour. It's a non-winter colour, shall we say. I know blue is probably winter, but it's not really. It was a very light blue that I was using there. That's 3. 3 is my third one. So I think this one, the yellow and the red, are going to be important. That's a nice big one there. And I'm trying to keep them far enough apart so that when I have to do the next, like this is 6, I'll do another one of it to make it to 7. That's 4. A bit too small. I want to keep this. I want this to be one of the dominant colours. The blue is kind of half and half. There's a couple of big ones, but 3 of them are fairly small. 4 of them are fairly small. Because I want to keep this as being somewhat big if I can. Not too big. That's a nice dominant place for as well. I think the black was it bleeding in there a bit. 3, 4, 5, 6. That's okay. This is a kind of a darker. Oh, I thought I'd put the wrong top. This is yellow. Didn't think this was yellow. Okay. Well, yellow will do fine here. Nice big one. Just run it through. I got caught out with this yellow before I put the wrong top on it. I have to be careful about that and put the tops. Well, I thought it was a brown. Next time I put tops on, I'll have to do a quick check with the colour first before I do it. Two, 3. There's a big one. 4. Yeah. I'm trying to do the edges, but I'm just thinking there'd be no need for it. Like later on, I'll fill those in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Please be there. No. Thinking maybe I should have gone bigger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But it is bright, so also it'd be as well to keep it pinkish. This is a nice bright one. Sometimes I like this and sometimes I don't. That's all I can say about it. It's come out quite well on ones where I use it for petals. It really was nice and vibrant. And Nice big one here. Because it's vibrant, I want it to stand out. I'm not sure on the red whether the red sometimes stands out and sometimes too overbearing. And that line there. And yeah, this will really give it a bit of a lift to the whole work. So you do need a couple of big spaces, but not too many of them. And I'm going to go back over the edges later on to give it a bit of a lift. So let's not worry with those now. So we've had 3 decent ones. I know you're supposed to put these in the form of a triangle, but I'm not thinking of that. Oops, curries arrived back in the thick. Right, we're back again. Where was I? Pink. Up here in the corner, I think, yeah. And, you know, some colours go down very nicely. This is one of them. It seems to flow nicely off the tip, which is great. And what we've got there, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe not too big now for the next one. 6 the side. Yeah, stick it in here. And I think after this one, I'm going to try putting in my red, because that will define a lot once I have the red in. Now, red is very strong. So I'm glad the big ones are really done. Again, this is another good one. It flows very nicely. The tip of it is nice and flexible. But sometimes I think it's too strong. There we go. That's far enough away. Yeah. I shouldn't have done this one. I was going to keep that one. That should have been yellow. Too late now. I was going to sign my name in there. Too late. This is over to the side. That should balance it a little bit. Fine. I feel you don't really have to worry too much about balance. Once the colours are somewhat vibrant, I might try gels sometime on this, or acrylics. That might come out better. Like everything else, the more you're doing it, the less you worry about it. Just throw the colours down. I hope she likes it. I think she will like it. It's beginning to look nice and childish. That's the way I want it to look. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can sort of see the lines in underneath the black, which is bad. But it's alright. Stronger purple. Maybe it's a bit too dark. That's alright. No, I only put in 4 of the reds because I just felt it was a bit strong. I didn't want to do too much. I think this is a mistake. It's too close to the pink. So I won't go too strong on it. It's still fairly strong though. I should have kept this just purely for the small ones. Might not be there. I'm doing a little quick on the side there, just to make sure I've got the right colour to go in. I'm onto my second colours now, as in doing them the last time. I've already got 6 of them on, except I noticed the red. I think I only did 4 or 5 with that. Have to be careful now that you put a good balance. Yeah, better over here. There wasn't any blue over on this side. This is where you have to try and balance it out, and it's quite easy to. I'd like to put another one in. This is a nice area up here, this little group of, what else could I put in there? I made a mistake there. Nobody noticed that. I put two reds together. I just didn't think. Just went along with it. Six. I feel I just need to lighten it up a bit now, get more of these bright colours in. The red, I feel the red is either a light or a dark. It's hard to decide which of the two it is. So I just want more colour. Come on, more colour. Yeah, I'll put that in here. Running out of spaces of where to do things so that they're still, yeah. Just, it's very close to the other, but it'll do, I think. I don't really like putting this this pink in. I can't. It's a bit overpowering. That's nice actually. It's actually cooling it down a bit. Didn't think it would. That made a nice difference. Wonder should I kept more of those small little bubbles. Stop talking about it. You have what you have. I might have too much blue, but that's not. Look, that's all right. Yeah, I shouldn't have put that one in. There's too much blue there. I just don't have any option now. I'm having to put in dark colours that I don't really want to put in. But I've only got two more to do. And one more, and we're finished. There we go. Oh, the blue will look nice there. Okay, nearly finished. All we have to do now is go back over them all with and quite often I get this wrong, so just bear with me. I'm using a sort of a circular motion here, very fast, just to give the edge a bit of definition and also get rid of any white out on the edge. It sort of gives a half impression of a shadow. That's really all that I'm trying to do there. It gives a very small semblance of three-dimensionality there. It lifts it just a little bit. No, not much, just a little bit. It's very slight. I'll just go through the whole lot of them, and that's it. It probably seems like I'm racing along, and I am sort of. You don't want to dwell too much, because especially with this cheap paper, you get too much going into the paper and it'll start curling up and everything, so you don't want that. Now to me this is very childlike, and I like that. It reminds me of a clown, you know, all the different colours of a clown. And what I'm really trying to give here is, in a dark winter's day, that you look at this and it kind of lifts the spirits again. That there is colour there. It'll come again in the spring. Don't worry about it, and just enjoy it in the moment. Now, I'm sure that she won't know everything that's gone into it, like why I did certain things. But I hope she finds a little bit of peace in it, that there is direction. Like I had the straight lines with direction, and the bold black, you know, there's still, it's not a chaos of colours and shapes, that there's kind of a preordained outcome to it. The way the shapes form larger shapes, And the more you look at it, the more you'll see what the larger shapes and groupings are, even though there's absolutely no correlation in terms of the colour. Blue in here now. I can't really talk now. I'm just I'm in fairly automatic mode. I like this type of pen movement. It's very simple to do, and it's a good exercise to do. You know, this mark making, which I love, that you do. Get your fingers used to doing different types of marks. And there's a ice cream van going out. Just heard it. It's a long time since I've run out when I was a kid looking for ice cream. In fact, when we were young, we were never given the money to do that. It was later on, after I was married, that we started going out looking for ice cream. Whereas I suppose all the kids now get their money immediately for the ice cream. We were not of that generation at all. In fact, I remember coming home. I was in 6th class primary school. Came home last day of school, and my mother was sitting out with next door neighbour, and the two of them had chalk ices. I was wondering, what's happened? Is it Christmas? We'd never had chalk ices like that. You know, life is built up of a whole load of different experiences. We don't remember them all. And one thing I have learned is that however you remember it, it's not exact. Because the more you recollect and think back on it, the more you're going to bias it according to things that have happened in your life since. And that's why you should never hold a grudge against anybody. Because what you believe happened, you have dwelt on it so often that it is now horrendous and nothing like what happened. So don't bear a grudge. I'm a firm believer in leaving everything behind you when you go to bed. When you go to bed and go to sleep, that's it, it's finished. Whatever happened that day is gone, and it is not going to return. And don't let it return. There's always this big temptation in an argument. Remember what happened last week or the week before or 10 years ago you said this to me. For God's sake, it's in the past. Leave it in the past and move on. Life could be so much more exciting and enjoyable if you could only just forget the past. As I scan on this, it is, you know, if you just look at it the right way, there is a certain amount of, you know, bulging up of all of these. They do look as if they're taking on a little bit of a 3D view now, aren't they? Depending on what way you look at it. Because I'm looking, as I'm doing this, I can glance over and I can see the ones that are still flat, very flat, whereas the other ones that I've put the edges onto, they're, if you don't look carefully at them, if you're just glancing at it generally, just like that. And I think that'll be nice just to, she's got a very small room, and that's why I'm thinking this size, an 8x6, and it'll be on a self-standing frame. So she can just put it on a small shelf there and look at it. When you're designing something, put a lot of yourself into it, but also think about the person who's going to use it. There we go. Sorry, I'm just concentrating a bit. Well, not concentrating, I'm actually trying to get more into just the rhythm of it. Forget about G for a minute and enjoy this. I started, I thought there's an awful lot to be done. Now I'm thinking, oh, nearly finished. One more colour, I think, and that'll be it done. Oh no! Should have checked beforehand. Yeah. Bit late to be checking now, isn't it? That was a bit of artistic license, that dot. Spot the dot. And you know what? I don't think anybody will, so don't worry about it. I wonder will I cut this out of the final edit? I won't. It's all part of it. It's all part of life. We make mistakes. And anybody who never made a mistake never made anything. So celebrate the mistakes. Alright? Just celebrate. And we're nearly there. How many more do we have to do? 2 or 3. That's about it. And then we're finished. And you know what? It was most enjoyable. And if you've managed to keep with me until now, thank you very much for watching. Really, really, really appreciate it. I've got a lot more to do yet. What am I thinking about? And did you do it yourself? Have you done it? Is this something that you're interested? You must be interested if you've come this far with it. And it's a pity you can't put up on the channel your work, because I'd love to see what other people are doing and how you're getting on with it. I love this type of doodling, a bit of colour and when you start off, you've no idea what it's going to look like, so you don't have there's no inhibitions at the start. We just come in and do it. Sorry, I'm going a bit crooked there as I was. And there's nothing there. It's brilliant. Look, if you haven't done it, do it for God's sake. It is, and it's ideal. You start off with a blank sheet, and at the end of half an hour, this one took a bit longer because there's a lot in it, but you're then finished, and it is lovely. I'm just concentrating because this one is fairly small in here, trying to get these in here. I'm just wondering, is this too dark for it? But I think it'll be alright. Just wondering, did I do those dark purples? I'm not sure. I don't think I did. Did I? Did I forget to do those? That's it, I think hallelujah, hallelujah, we're finished. We are. That's it, finished. Okay, that was great, and thank you all for following on, and I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you do these yourselves, and let me know how you're getting on with them. If you like what I'm doing, if you like this channel, if you like this type of doodling, be sure and thumbs up, comments, subscribe. I'm sorry, I'm a bit tired. I'm not quite sure what I'm saying. Subscribe and click the bell. And thank you very much for watching. So hope to see you again in the not too distant future in a day or two. And until then, take care of yourselves and each other. And Slán Tamil.